My name is Linda Hofola. I'm the board secretary. Because this is a reorganization meeting, and we are at this point without a president and vice president of the board until they are elected, I will conduct the meeting. So I will read the opening statement. In accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act, the Highland Park Board of Education has given adequate notice of this meeting by having published the date, time, and place of this meeting in the Home News Tribune and has posted notice of this meeting at the Highland Park Middle School, 330 Wayne Street, Highland Park, New Jersey. Before we take the roll, I'd like to have the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to report on the final election results from the November 4th, 2014 election. Michael Greenberg received 867 votes. Ann Gowan received 1,647 votes. Robert Roslowitz received 1,347 votes. Michelle McFadden DiNicola received 1,252 votes. Jordan Siegel received 785 votes. Jonathan Ashley Wharton received 853 votes, and Donald Corr received 788 votes. The three new board members to be sworn in are Ann Gowan, Robert Roslowitz, and Michelle McFadden DiNicola, and I'd like to ask them to come forward at this time to be sworn in.
You can sit here temporarily. Okay, thanks. Michelle, can you sit Mr. Darcy? Hey, how are you? Okay, thanks for your note. I'm wondering this. Like what? Let me check the coffee. No, this is fine. I can get up and quickly. Yeah. But these are nameplates, so. Oh, thank you. Let's peek.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. We peeked. Thank you. Oh, pens. I like my name.
Since there are three of you, I would like you each to repeat after me in unison, if possible, reading the oath that I'll start and repeat, okay? I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
under authority of the people.
under authority of the people.
And I do affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
And I do affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of a member of a Board of Education,
for the office of a member of a Board of Education,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability.
perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability.
I do affirm that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1.
I do affirm that I am not disqualified voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1.
I'm sorry. Sorry about all the legal. And I am not disqualified due to a conviction of a crime of offense
And I am not disqualified due to a conviction of a crime or offense
listed in NJSA 18A 12-1.
listed in NJSA 18A 12-1.
Okay. I take this oath of office, notwithstanding that results of the criminal history background investigation may not yet be available.
I take this oath of office, notwithstanding that results of the criminal history background investigation may not yet be available.
And acknowledge that I have a statutory obligation to submit my fingerprints for said criminal history background check.
And acknowledge that I have a statutory obligation to submit my fingerprints for said criminal history background check.
And I'd like to officially welcome you all three to the Board of Education. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, I would like to take the roll call for the members of the Board of Education. Ms. Aversa? Ms. Berkowitz?
Here.
Ms. Bull?
Here.
Ms. Cimarusti?
Here.
Ms. Gowan?
Here.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Here.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Here.
Ms. Scherber?
Here.
Mr. Sherman?
Here.
And at this time, I am pleased that this is my final duty to call for nominations for the office of the President of the Board of Education.
I nominate Adam Sherman for president.
I second that.
Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Darcy Cimarusti.
I second that.
Are there any other nominations? Okay. There are no further nominations. May I have a motion that the nominations be closed?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I'm going to take a roll call vote. There are two methods of taking a roll call. We are not dictated by board policy as to which method to take. The one would be to call each name separately for a vote, or the other would be to ask each board member to select the person that they would like. The latter eliminates the possibility of voting for two people, as typically you wouldn't let someone do that in a general election. So unless there are objections, I would like to take the latter method. Okay. So what I'll do is I will call each board member in alphabetical order. I will ask them to select the person of the two candidates that they would like to vote for. Okay? Everyone understand? Okay. Ms. Aversa?
Adam Sherman.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Adam Sherman.
Ms. Bull?
Adam Sherman.
Ms. Cimarusti?
Darcy Cimarusti.
I know that's difficult. Ms. McFadden, I'm sorry, Ms. Gowan?
Ms. Cimarusti.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Ms. Cimarusti.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Ms. Simorusti.
Ms. Sherber?
Adam Sherman.
Mr. Sherman?
Adam Sherman.
We have a vote of 5 in favor of Mr. Sherman, 4 in favor of Ms. Simorusti. The majority rules for Mr. Sherman. And so I will congratulate Mr. Sherman on being board president, and I will return to my normal seat, and I will ask Ms. Gowan if she would mind either switching places with me or the seat next to me, doesn't matter.
That's fine. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you can sit. You can sit there. Can I have my script, please?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and congratulations to our new board members. I would like to open up, nominations are now open for the office of Vice President of the Board of Education.
I nominate Ann Sherber.
Second.
Are there any other further nominations?
I nominate Darcy Simorusti.
Second.
Are there any other further nominations? Seeing as no nominations, there are no further nominations, I would like to call a motion to end nominations for the vice presidency.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Linda, can we have a roll call, please? Same rules apply.
Yes. Oh, we're going to
State the name of your chosen candidate.
Exactly. Ms. Aversa?
Ann Sherber.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Ann Sherber.
Ms. Bull?
Ann Sherber.
Ms. Simorusti?
Darcy Simorusti.
Ms. Gowan?
Darcy Simorusti.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Darcy Simorusti.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Darcy Simorusti.
Ms. Sherber?
Ann Sherber.
Mr. Sherman?
Ann Sherber.
With a vote of 5 to 4, Ms. Sherber is the new vice president. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Is that over there? I would now like to move to appoint and nominations for board committee roles. We are part of the NJSBA, which hosts a delegate assembly on a biannual basis, and we send one representative and have an alternative. And I would like to ask the board who would like to serve as the NJSBA representative for this coming year. Are there any board members who would like to serve?
I am particularly interested in that one.
You are?
I am.
Yep. Okay. Darcy, and can we have an alternative?
Alternate, you mean?
Are there any alternates at this time?
It's a great thing for new board members to do.
Yeah.
We usually pick on them, actually,
Yeah.
to do it, because you do learn a little bit about the School Board Association itself and also policy that they're talking about and actions at the state level.
Well, it might have been useful to me to talk about this previous to tonight, but I am certainly willing to be a delegate.
Well, you would be the alternate. You would only need to go if Darcy was not able to attend.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Michelle McFadden, Nicola. Okay. And I'm going to do 10 at the same time. We also are part of the Middlesex County School Boards Association, and we send a member as a delegate to that committee as well, and an alternate as well.
I'll do that one, Adam.
Claire for the delegate and an alternate. Rob, would you be interested?
I would be interested.
Perfect. Okay. We will get you all the appropriate information. So I would like to move items 9 and 10.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Linda, can I have a roll call, please?
Did I mess up your stuff?
Left-handed, so it's easier. Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Cimarusti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Yes.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Yes.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Scherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. Now I'd like to move item 11. Linda, am I moving all of these 11 and 12 independently or together? These are pro forma motions that the board makes every year to...
Typically, the items 11 and 12 are moved together.
Okay.
If you would rather move 11 and then move 12,
Nope.
that's
I have no
fine.
objections to moving them together, and we can discuss them as need be. I would like to note that the board has not appointed a special education attorney, which will be happening at the next board meeting. And that will be a motion that would go under item 12 normally. But I would like to get a motion to move items 11 and 12.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing as no discussion, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Cimarusti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain, please.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Would be the right thing here? Abstain or
I would say probably.
abstain?
Mr. Scherber? I'm sorry, Ms. Scherber? You know, it's typed here wrong.
Yes.
Ms. Scherber, sorry. Mr. Sherman?
Yes. There is a correction to the minutes from last board meeting. We will need a motion to approve the correction highlighted under items 13.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Are you talking about what I need to read in?
I'm talking about what's here. Are you talking about the change that
And
Mr.
I have-
Moresti?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
another correction to make.
Yes.
May I read it in?
Yes.
I'd also like to read in a correction on page 2 of the minute, well, actually, this is my notes. Under the ESL presentation, which is part of the superintendent's report, it stated that on the, probably the 5th line of the comment, the minutes, they then introduced 2 ESL teachers and it listed the names of the teachers. They're not both ESL teachers, so it should be restated to say they then introduced 2 teachers on the committee.
Okay. So with that change and that one on 13, I would like to move the corrections to the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing as no discussion, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Cimarusti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Scherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. I would also like a motion to item number 14 to approve the regular and executive session minutes of December 8th, 2014. Is there a motion?
That was actually what this was.
Oh, that.
Sorry.
I thought I was just approving the correct. I was just
you were
approving
on the
corrections.
Corrections, yeah.
Yeah.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Well, I had one point about the executive session minutes. actually I didn't pull it up, but
right.
it reads as if, at least to my mind, that we had a substantive discussion with our lawyer about the issues around park test refusals, and I feel like that's not what transpired in that meeting. It was a very kind of terse, as we were walking out the door kind of thing, and I would kind of like the language in the minutes to reflect that it wasn't a lengthy substantive discussion.
Which item is this?
So it would have been B under 2.
B.
That was not my recollection.
No, that was not my, this was not your recollection? No. Yeah, I remember we had a more, we had a, yes.
No, I mean, there wasn't an opportunity to really address questions with...
But you understand what the board did at that meeting, and you know what will be coming.
No, I don't.
You do you were part of that conversation, that what we decided to do at a board meeting to come in closed session.
Okay, if you say I did,
I mean, and I had said it also in public at the last board meeting. The board had decided in that meeting to have a conversation with our attorney in closed session regarding opt-out. So I don't see how this, I think there was a conversation, and I don't see...
Well, I'm not disagreeing that there was a conversation. I'm just saying it wasn't a substantive conversation where the board members were alerted that we were going to have that conversation, where we had any length of time. It was right as we were ending the closed session, about to come out into open session. And I'm just saying, I certainly didn't have, this is an issue, obviously, that I have interest in, and if I had known that we were going to have that conversation, I would have come prepared in a different way. I didn't realize that was, the end-all, be-all of our conversation with our attorney on that.
That wasn't, and you know that was not the end-all, be-all end of the conversation with that.
I'd appreciate it if you'd stop telling me what I know.
You know we're having other conversations, and you were part of those conversations as well. You know we're having other conversations. I said that in public at the last board meeting, and I'm saying it again in public now, that we are not ending those conversations, that in fact, the board attorney will probably be coming to the next board meeting to talk to the board about our legal obligations for testing in closed session. We've discussed that, and I feel like that's more than I'm comfortable to say right now, because it was a closed session conversation.
I just had one, I wanted to switch out a word in that same thing in the second sentence. It says he also advised the Board of Ed regarding the risks resulting not in non-compliance but from non-compliance, I think.
Okay. The Board of Education regarding opt-out of standardized testing. I mean, I feel like that's an accurate description of what we discussed. So I would not recommend a change to the minutes at this time. All right. Is there any other further discussion? Being no discussion, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Abstain.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Cimarosti?
No.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Sherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes.
We have 4 yeses. I will have to consult with our attorney as to whether this can move forward.
Mm-hmm. Let us know. Linda, are there any communications to the Board of Education?
Yes, I was asked to read a letter from a staff member to the mayor. Dear Mayor Midler, I am a pre-K teacher at Irving School. We recently completed a unit of study on wheels, and we're very delighted to have the street sweeper and a garbage truck come to visit. Mr. Kohler and Mr. Wizorkowitz did a great job visiting with the children and explaining in very simple terms the type of work they do and various aspects of how how the trucks function. They, along with Miss Monty, who arranged the visits, were very kind, patient, and professional. It was a joy working with them, and of course, our youngest learners were thrilled. Through the years, the borough has been a great friend to Irving School. The police and firefighters are always available to help with walking trips or instruct students on importance of fire safety. Numerous volunteers from the council, police department, housing, clean communities, recycling, and public works have responded to many requests, such as assisting with a garden, reading in our classrooms, or helping with a special project. It is very exciting to see community members, teachers, parents, and public employees joining together to create memorable experiences for our youngest learners. I am proud to be a teacher in this district and a resident as well. Sincerely, Vicky Zara.
Thank you. Linda, are there any further communications to the board?
The board received 2 emails this morning, or I think it was this morning or over the weekend, from a resident regarding 2 separate issues. You all received that?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Soto, can we have the superintendent report, please?
Yes. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome back. We're very excited to continue the work that has been started this year and deepening the work with all of the teachers and students. So let's begin with the student update.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the new board members. It's great to see new people in our board, and also we hope to do great work together with everyone on the board. Also, moving on, it hasn't happened, much hasn't happened. We just came back from winter break. I hope you guys relaxed a lot with family, but Wednesday we've got DECA Regionals at Keene University. So we'll be gone most of the day. We'll leave 7:30 a.m. Also, robotics has their competition at the Panasonic CDC at around finals week, and so I think we move on.
And just a couple other updates. So the auditions for the musical, there have been a couple information sessions about it. Auditions are tomorrow, and more information can be found at hpdrama.org. Additionally, Student Congress has been raising money, and now that they have a somewhat substantial amount of money, they are opening it up to clubs and sports to submit a funding request form for things that they need. We don't have a lot of money, but what we do have, we want to give it back and help the clubs. So that's happening, and if you have any questions about that, you can talk to Mr. Gold or our Student Congress President, Chris Zhao. And finally, I know it's been taking a bit longer than we hoped, but we do have the results from our survey, and we hope to present our findings at the next board meeting. We're in communication with Mr. Soto and Mr. Lassiter.
Just a reminder, that survey is about Wi-Fi issues that students have been having, and ways to improve the district website, as the free responses have told us, and we're going to present those free responses at the next meeting.
Love it.
They've, yeah, hopefully, okay. So they've told us a lot of stuff about how we need to improve and how we need to make this a really good user experience when people use the website day to day, finding things, getting dates, checking updates, and we have to really make it a great website that matches the quality of our school.
Perfect. I think our end user is our best example of where we can get the best information from.
Sorry, what?
I said the end user is the best person we can get the information from.
Okay, let's continue.
I actually do have one question for the students. So you are finishing this survey, and I would assume that you're probably looking for a new task to do as well? But you're finishing this up.
Yeah,
we're just making the presentation to actually bring it to you guys.
So we're moving into budget season.
Okay.
Tonight we're moving a few new courses for the students. I would love to hear from students as we move into budget season what courses we're missing, what classes they would love to teach, what they would love for us to teach, what kind of stuff we would like to offer that we're not offering now.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yep.
I would like to share some enrollment data as of November 2014. Irving had a total of 321 students, 2 transferred in, 13 transferred out. Bartle, 474, 4 transferred in, 4 transferred out. Middle school, 333, 1 transferred in, 5 transferred out. The high school had 470 students, 1 transferred in, 3 transferred out, for a total of 1598. As of November, so it's 1598, which gives us a total of 19 students leaving the district. For the most part, these are students that leave to go to their respective countries for the holiday season, so we expect them to return shortly. Okay. At this point, I'm honored to announce Teachers of the Year. And so at Irving, Christina Koshi, first grade teacher, Teacher of the Year. Bartle School, Amy Capola, second grade Teacher of the Year. At Bartle also, Mary Toy, School Nurse, Educational Services Professional of the Year. From our middle school, Terra Giovanna Vanetti, Spanish teacher, Teacher of the Year. Deidre Deacher, Child Study Team, Educational Services Professional of the Year. At the high school level, Nicole Krupski, English Teacher of the Year. And Janie Masura, Educational Service Professional of the Year. Congratulations to all. The Code of Ethics signifies a strong commitment on part of the school board to make very important decisions in ethics based on the highest ethical standards. It recognizes the role and defines professional behavior needed to fulfill the obligations of being effective and responsible school board members. Please take the time to read the Code of Ethics and Conflict of Interest as it reflects a deeper sense of purpose which governs your work. Please sign the acknowledgement of receipt and return to Linda Hoferla by the end of this meeting, and I'll be distributing those.
The Code of Ethics can be found after item number 25 on the agenda on the last page for any community members who are interested.
All right, so I'm passing the acknowledgement of receipt.
One go out to, oh, everybody's.
One per.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And also the conflict of interest.
Thank you.
Student.
I would like to encourage all board members to read both the conflict of interest and the school ethics law. If any board members do have questions, the attorney is at your disposal, and also the New Jersey School Boards Association is also at your disposal for questions that you have referring to any conflicts of interest or the Code of Ethics. Is there any further discussion on the Code of Ethics or the conflict of interest for the board?
Where do we sign on the conflict of interest? You don't.
It's only one sheet.
No, you don't sign, you sign
You
one
don't.
sheet.
One sheet is both?
Yes.
Okay.
So please, board members, sign them and return it to Linda once done. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to continue to the last item. QSAC, Quality Single Accountability Continuum. Every year, districts submit a statement of assurance that the district is in compliance with state requirements in the areas of instruction and program, example, the curriculum, test results, fiscal matters, audit, personal requirements, criminal history checks, certifications, governance, board policies and recommendations, operations. The district has in place procedures related to nursing services, student records, etc. Every 5 years, the district reviews these 5 areas, submits a report to the state, which the board authorizes, and subsequently the state uses these reports coupled with on-site visits to ensure compliance. Our visit has been scheduled for January 23rd. This is QSAC.
The board members have the the CUSAC report in their packets. New board members have it as well. Is there any discussion on the submission of this report compiled by the administration? Ms. Emersti, do you have some?
No, I hadn't seen it in the packet.
It's under other, I believe.
We found it yet.
The DPR. Sorry, I just didn't catch it.
Yes, that. Yes.
Is this ostensibly the same one that we saw a couple of meetings ago? So I'm sorry, I didn't review it. Were those changes made in terms of, because I remember there were changes in terms of curriculum.
So yeah, look at the front page. Definitely.
So are there other substantive changes from the last time that we saw it other than that? Okay.
Yes. That's it. So we will need a motion for the submission of the CUSAC report. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Further discussion? Being as there's no discussion, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Simorusti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Sherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. Linda?
Yes.
Let me ask you how I do this. So we have no committee chairs as of this moment? Because that comes later.
It's true.
So I'm just going to...
There are no reports. Well, I suppose that...
I mean, to the extent that, personnel sort of met, I can do it personally.
Okay.
Certain things may want to be reported out.
Okay.
Agenda items discussed.
So for curriculum and instruction, I would like to go to Claire for the curriculum report.
Okay. We briefly met tonight, the curriculum committee. We mostly talked about new curriculum that is being proposed. If you look on the agenda, you will see appointments for Title I, after school, Dragon tutoring. You will also see substitutes for that program. Number 7 lists the new courses that are being proposed, and a course change title at the high school.
Perfect.
And that is all.
Thank you. I would like to draw particular attention to number 7. These new courses put in through Israel and through the staff are much needed improvements to our course catalog. I think they should be part of a continuing look at our course catalog and to figure out 21st century type courses that are needed for our students and in an always evolution of our course catalog that should be ongoing. So I look forward to these courses, and I would assume our students are excited to take them. So
one more thing,
Yep.
Adam. I wanted to congratulate all the teachers and support staff that won Teacher of the Year and support staff people of the year and the nurses and everybody. Thank you for working in our district.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Israel, we had discussed the one issue on item 1, the approval of field trips. Are we considering tabling that one item?
Right, we can table that one until I have further conversations to see how we can open up more avenues for further participation.
I had spoken to Israel. I don't have the printed copy in front of me, but thank you. It's the second to last one on the field trip request, the one for the gifted and talented program. There had been some discussion about how further field trips were going to work with gifted and talented, and I thought this isn't until February 25th. That would give some time for Israel to have more of a conversation with Wendy and see how that's going to work.
I'd be happy to table that. Claire, are you okay with that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we're just removing number 1?
We are going to keep number 1, just not
one.
move the second to last Bartle field trip.
Can I see that?
Yep.
So I have it.
Absolutely.
So
And we'll
you're
get-
saying we would be moving everything except that one Bartle trip?
Yep.
Right.
And Mr. Soto will get the curriculum committee and the board that information.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Ms. Bull, can we have the finance report, please?
The Finance Committee did not meet tonight. I do want to draw your attention to item number 8, a donation from Judy Eng to the high school, and the donation will be matched by IBM. We're very appreciative to her for her continued contributions to the school. And also on the addendum, item number 10, there are donated items from a Bartle School parent from the U.S. Marine Corps. There's donating 500 new age grade appropriate toys and 1,000 new age grade appropriate books from Scholastic. Wow. And we're very appreciative of those as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sherber, can we have the personnel report, please?
Personnel Committee met briefly tonight and discussed several items. We have 2 resignations, 2 retirements, actually, of longtime teachers in the district. Karen Cox, who is a 4th grade teacher at Bartle, who has been with the district for 26 years, and Janet Garnett, a 5th grade teacher at Bartle, who has been with the district for 25 years. And so we're sorry to see them go, and we wish them the very best in their retirement. We have good news. We have a new math teacher to replace Mrs. Maharana, somebody who's actually worked in the district, did his student teaching, and so is familiar already with the students that he will be teaching. And so we're very excited to welcome him. And I have a correction to read for number 4, the appointment of the full-time pre-K special education teacher. It should be a maternity replacement. Amy Giziorski will be a maternity replacement pre-K special education teacher at Irving School.
Sounds good. Are there any comments from the board?
I just wanted to congratulate, wish the retirees all the best, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Mrs. Garnett, just because both of my children had her, and she was fabulous, and they had a great 5th year. So thank you for everything, Mrs. Garnett.
I was in Mrs. Cox's class, as she was pushing.
Are those teachers here, Adam?
Yeah, Ms. Cox is, yeah.
Mrs. Cox?
Oh, here today? No, not tonight. Not tonight.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Sorry. Miss Marioni is one of my teachers. She's here today, though. She's my best teacher.
That's because she's here.
No. I've said that many times from this table. Miss Rosenfeld, you were good, too. Don't worry about it. I would like to now, the personnel report, the policy committee, I will give that report. The policy committee did not meet tonight. We do have a number of policies that we will be pushing for next board meeting that were left over from the last review. New board members will see those in their packets, and the full board will be able to have a chance to do them for first reading. With that, I would like to move to public comment. The Highland Park Board of Education opens this time for public comment. Please state your name and address, and step to the podium if you have comment. Really? This whole room and no comment? Oh, we got one. Oh, we got 2. Yeah.
How is it not on the agenda?
It is on the agenda.
Where?
Number 18.
18, under the board. All the way at the bottom on page 6.
Good evening. Sharice Richardson, 227 Benner Street.
Good evening.
I spoke to you last board meeting and indicated that the Highland Park parents of students of color would be coordinating a community meeting, a community discussion. It's very fitting that the first 2 goals of this board have to do with ensuring that all students will receive a quality education here in our town, and that, that's something that we work to strive towards as a goal for each and every individual within the district, and also to strengthen communication with the community, between the board and the schools, between the board and the community members. We have finally settled on a date for the meeting. The meeting is actually being coordinated jointly by a second committee, as well as the Highland Park Parents of Students of Color, which is a new organization which is called United for Progress here in Highland Park. And Ashton Burrell and John Wenz will be coordinating with the Highland Park Parents of Students of Color to bring that meeting to our community on Thursday, January 29th at 7 p.m. We will be meeting in the social room of the First Reformed Church, in the social hall, rather, of the First Reformed Church. You will be getting an official invitation. We just booked the space this morning, so wanted to make sure that I let the board know so that you have time to check your calendars to see if you'll be able to make it to that event. We'll also be inviting the school principals from each of our schools, and we've also discussed, Ashton and John and I will also be inviting the mayor and the council. And we really want it to be a good dialogue, a good community dialogue, where we can talk about where are the places that we can insert change, and what are the positive changes that we can make in this community. We need to be able to recognize that not all students are served equally within our community. That's for sure. And we have to start from that point. And understanding that that is the situation, what are the changes that we can make? And are there different projects that we can work on collectively? Are there policies that we can examine to see if they are impacting negatively on particular groups of students simply by semantics? And I think that it will be a really good opportunity for our community to engage in a broader discussion about the kind of Highland Park we want to be, because I happen to think that we're a really lovely place to live. I'm a little bit biased because I've been here for more than 20 years. But, I hope that people will come out to this meeting to begin this dialogue, to start to have conversations, and to talk about how we can be better neighbors, how we can build a better community for our children, and how we really can maximize on the strengths we have, but not in a way that's unwilling to examine what our downfalls are and where those changes can happen. So thank you so much, and congratulations to new board members and everyone. Thank you so much for serving. Well, I know this takes a huge amount of time and energy to be here.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. I actually would like to say, today I'm going to be appointing a board member to serve as the board liaison to your committee.
Oh, wonderful.
And the full board, Ms. Berkowitz has actually asked to do it, and I will be appointing her in the president's report to serve as the liaison.
Wonderful.
To the committee. But the full board is more than, is more than invited, I'm sure, and will hopefully be attending the event as well.
Great.
Can you just say the time? It was January 29th at what time?
At 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
At the First Reformed Church.
First Reformed Church.
We'll get the full board the information.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much for your comment.
Thank you.
Kimberly Bevilacqua-Crane, speaking as president of the HPEA. Happy New Year. At the last BOE meeting of 2014, I spoke about how far we have come as a school community in a year's time. I was pleased to report that the association is enjoying a productive and collaborative relationship with administration, and that we are looking forward to extending that relationship to the Board of Education with the swearing in of 3 newly elected board members joining us today. We appreciate their commitment to the service of education and applaud their appointment. We have a strong membership presence here tonight to cheer and welcome Ann, Rob, and Michelle, but also, unfortunately, because not all is well. Membership received their long-awaited retroactive paychecks from the settled contract on the last day before break. The Board of Education approved the salary guides, and members expected to be paid according to the salary guides in the contract. They were not. The phone call started the moment the checks hit bank accounts in the morning and didn't stop until I sent members an email assuring them that their concerns would be addressed. I will outline our concerns so the seriousness of their nature can be understood and investigated as they affect every one of our 200-plus members. It appears that the maximum percentage of 25% federal tax was deducted from our retro checks, regardless of the fact that the vast majority of our members are not in that tax bracket. The association was not consulted on whether this would be a hardship on members. It was simply assumed that we could all wait until we did our taxes in April to recoup that money. We had it on good advice that other districts had been advised by their payroll companies to use a 15 to 18% as a baseline for this type of action. Was anyone consulted before this decision to hit our members with the maximum deduction was made? The 1.5 health insurance deduction according to Chapter 78 is optional for retro pay, yet it has been deducted from the retro checks of our members who have already lost the opportunity to gain any interest on their back pay. The Board of Education has the option of waiving that cost for members. Was the Board of Education consulted before this decision was made? The business administrator, Ms. Huffala, personally assured me that the last check of the year for members would reflect the current contract with salaries ratified at the Board of Education meeting. The last paycheck of the year does not reflect the current contract and has unlawfully placed our members in the position of not being paid for their contracted amount for that pay period, since the unapproved amount of taxes appears to have been deducted beyond what appears on their W-2s. Contracted pay cannot be lumped in with retro. The association has many questions about the decisions that were made by the business office concerning our members' retroactive pay, and a large percent of our members have expressed their dismay at the financial hardship that these decisions and oversights have cost them. Adding insult to injury, this was especially poor timing considering the inhumane and unlawful RIFs of 2013 approved by the past board, which were conducted right before the holiday season. Mr. Soto has been diligent with addressing our concerns over this matter. Thank you, Mr. Soto. We have scheduled a meeting between our parties and legal counsel to address who is responsible for what can only be seen as a gross disrespect and lack of consideration for our members' financial health. The mishandling of our members' financial business is a very serious matter. When the parties responsible are confirmed, the association is prepared to issue a request for resignations. We will continue to keep our members informed on the findings and will work with administration, the business office, and the Board of Education toward a quick and lawful resolution. I'd also like to mention that business office employee Janet Shopowitz has done an exemplary job. We had members call her at all hours. She had personal knowledge of their personal finances and did an excellent job in a very difficult situation. So we don't want anyone to be targeted for something that she really stepped up above and beyond. So we're looking forward to speaking with the attorneys this week, and unfortunately, we need to bring this to your attention. Thank you. Any questions?
No, just thank you for your comments. This is something that we take very seriously. I will be on the phone with Linda and Israel tomorrow, and I know you have your meeting as well, so we'll look into it. I don't have an answer for you right now, but it will happen in the most expedient way possible.
Thank you. Appreciate
that. We apologize if there was any inconvenience that was put forth at this time, but we'll look into it deeply.
There was apparently a great inconvenience to our members.
So we'll look into it. Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Seeing as no other public comment, I would like to move on to the movement portion of the agenda. Ms. Berkowitz, can we have the curriculum committee motions, please?
Yes. Hold on. I would like to move items on the agenda, item 1, except for the Wendy Amsterdam trip scheduled for 2/25. And so that item 1 through 9 on the agenda, I would like to move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing as no discussion, Linda, may we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Amorosti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Scherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. Ms. Bull, may we have the Finance Committee report, please?
I'd like to move items 1 through 9 on the regular agenda and 10 on the addendum.
Is there a second?
Oh, sorry.
Nope. Thank you. Is there any discussion? Linda, may we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Simoresti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Scherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. Ms. Scherber, can we have the...
I'd like to move items 1 through 4 on the regular agenda and item 5 on the addendum, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Sorry. Linda, is there any discussion? Linda, may we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Simoresti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Scherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. There is no policy and regulations report. This moves to the President's report. I do have a slight President's report, and then we'll move into committee assignments. I wanted to take this time to thank the board for appointing me to this position. I look forward to this coming year. It is my belief that the 9 of us, the community, our students, and our staff have tremendous power in this small town that we call home to affect positive change. I look forward to starting this board a year out in the spirit of cooperation and openness. I myself will be 100% accessible. I've never been shy when it comes to talking about issues we face on this board, and in the community related to the educational system we oversee. As I have enjoyed hearing ideas from the supermarket to the baseball games, from my grandmother even. Issues that have been brought to this board have become issues that have become important to myself and to a number of other board members. I look forward to a free exchange of ideas in this coming year, and I hope we can focus on the changes we agree upon and implement it. I also want to encourage anyone to reach out to myself and to the board as a whole in the coming year. I think I'm about to do I'm about to be the first board president to do this, but hey, we're in the 21st century and I'm not listed in the phone book. So my phone number is 732-794-3941. Feel free to call me at any time, anywhere. If I'm busy, I'll tell you, but I'll get back to you right after, as soon as I can. Any issues, feel free to reach out to myself, to the superintendent, and to the board as a whole. And I just want to end also with a quote that I actually read in Miss Rosenfeld's class when I was in history in this district. It's from Abraham Lincoln's second inaugural address. It's a very short quote. The dogmas of the quiet past aren't inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise to the occasion. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. We must disenthrall ourselves, and we shall save our country. I truly believe if we act together today, if we act together as a board, we will be able to provide a 21st century education and provide to start think anew. And the community will come together as a team because it is what is best for our community to move forward. And I think when we talk about the issues and we talk about what we agree upon, we can do great change, and anything else is just wasting time. So once again, thank you, and I look forward to leading this board for the coming year and having everybody involved in the conversation. So thank you. So this is the annual part of that I'm supposed to appoint committees without having spoken to 3 new board members. So I'm going to ask all board members what they are looking for in their committees, and we'll try to appoint everybody as easy, as uncomplicated as possible. Is there anybody who would like to have a committee that they would like to serve on?
I would like to work on the curriculum committee.
Okay. Okay. I guess then I'm going to move on from that. So the curriculum committee chair.
I'm sorry.
Claire, yep.
Can I speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would also like to be on the curriculum committee.
Okay. 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 Claire, I'm going to put Claire as the chair of the curriculum committee. I'm going to put myself on the curriculum committee. I'm going to put, I don't know who I'll put in the last spot. I'm sorry, Michelle. I was thinking about you for a different position. Okay. Committee for finance, I'm going to put, excuse me, Catherine as chair.
Yes.
Okay. Personnel, Jerry, would you mind being the chair of that?
Sure.
Please. Anne, I'm going to put you on the personnel committee. Finance, I'm going to put Darcy on the finance committee. Rob, I'm going to put you on the personnel committee. Michelle, I was thinking about you for finance.
My background is in early childhood elementary education, so
Okay.
I don't know if that's the right fit.
Okay.
And I'm not thinking finance is terribly the right fit for me either.
Okay.
I'd like to express a preference too, if that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, personnel.
We're Phil on personnel now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. Jerry.
I'd be more than willing to move from personnel into finance.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Since that's Rob's specialty, or an area of expertise of his.
Okay.
Could I move that we table this discussion
yes.
to the next meeting? Would that be appropriate?
I think that might be.
We're not able to do that.
Oh, we're not
I am not able to do that.
No,
Why am I?
The appointments must be made at this meeting.
Why?
If you want, I'll read you the requirements.
From my script?
No.
Oh.
No.
From the regulations?
School boards.
What was that?
New Jersey school boards.
So I can't consult the board and appoint them like tomorrow via email?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have a question. Would it be okay to adjourn for a cup of coffee and discuss it? I mean, more than.
Yes,
you know.
we can adjourn for 5 minutes and we can discuss it as I think I want to put everybody on the committees that they would like.
Yeah.
So let's adjourn for 5 minutes. Let's talk. Everybody can talk to myself and we can quickly do it. I'm sorry for this inconvenience. It's just a normal occurrence that this happens every year where we don't know without speaking to everybody.
Why are we adjourning?
Because I want to get from the new board members the committees that they would like to serve on, and I think it's only appropriate that we do that.
It's not.
That can be discussed.
Yeah, I'm happy to say my preference isn't public. I don't know.
I think it has to be public.
Okay. I guess maybe it has to be a public discussion. Lynn?
It would seem appropriate that it's a public discussion.
I wasn't looking to go on
confidential
close.
matter.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just acknowledging the fact that we haven't had 10 seconds to
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
So I will put Rob on finance, Ann Gowan on Personnel.
Thank you.
And Michelle on curriculum.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. And Darcy is on finance. Municipal Drug and Alcohol Alliance. Is there somebody who would like to do that? This is something that it's a commission that's done by the municipality. We sometimes send a representative to the teen center, but if a board member would like to serve, we can do it at a later date. Ex officio board member of the Education Foundation, Ann Scherber, has done it in the past. I would like if you would be willing to do it as well. Yes? Scherber. Liaison to the Commission of Universal Access, Ms. Samaristi expressed interest in that?
No, I didn't.
No, that was me.
Not that I'm not, but I did not express interest.
Sorry, that was, sorry. Catherine, Ms. Bull, I'd like to point to that one. Shared Services Liaison will be myself. Liaison to CPAC, Ann Gowan, I was wondering if you would be willing to do that?
Thank you, yes.
Wait, you skipped over ad hoc negotiation?
Yeah, I'm going to come back to that. Liaison for Public Information Committee, that's the one you expressed interest in?
No, I had actually mentioned that I had been the liaison to the Cable TV Advisory Committee, but Brian was put into that slot,
Gotcha.
which is fine, and I'd be happy to do public information. That would keep me in some of the same loops anyway, so.
Public Information Committee.
I'm not sure if Brian requested that or how that happened, but.
You could be in addition to Brian, or you could take...
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if it works for me to do both.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, because very often Brian and I both attended those same meetings.
Then that's fine. So I'm going to put you as that. So let me ask Rob or Michelle, would you like to be the liaison to the Borough Public Information Committee, or Claire? Would you like to do that? Anybody express interest? Jerry?
I would be interested in doing that.
Michelle, okay. I am going to appoint Claire as the liaison to the Parent Advisory, the Parents of Children of Color Committee, and whatever committee's outcome out of that, I would ask you to serve as on that committees as well.
Okay.
Okay. Ad hoc Negotiation Committee. That will be Ann Scherber as chair. And as chair, myself on the committee, and one other member of the board.
I'll be happy to start out.
Okay.
Obviously,
that's
you're
fine.
going to need somebody else.
Yeah. And I'm looking for an alternate as well. So maybe.
I'd be interested. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Linda, you got all that?
No,
Okay.
I'm not sure that I do.
Okay.
Can we just run down it, please?
I don't know if I do.
Yes. The curriculum committee will be Claire, myself, and Ms. McFadden and Nicola. The finance committee will be Catherine, Darcy, and Rob. The committee on personnel will be Jerry, Ann, and Ann. The Municipal Drug Alliance will be unfilled for this time. The liaison to the Cable TV Advisory Committee will be Darcy Mr. Moresti and Brian Humphreys as well. Ex officio member to the Education Foundation will be Ann Scherber. The liaison to the Commission on Universal Access will be Ms. Bull. The Shared Services liaison will be myself and you. The Ad hoc Negotiations Committee will be Ann, myself, Catherine, and Ann Gowan. Liaison to the CPAC will be Ann Gowan. Liaison to the Public Information Committee will be Michelle. And I'm going to add a 13th item, which is the liaison to the parents of
Children of color.
Parents of students of color.
Students.
Parents of students of color.
Parents of students of color. And that will be Claire.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, and thank you everybody for volunteering.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yep.
Now that we have everybody in their appointed posts, it seems that very often these appointments just kind of, we make them and they kind of vanish. I think sometimes people do attend meetings, sometimes
Absolutely.
people don't attend meetings. I would like to suggest that we create some kind of structure of actually reporting back after meetings, that we actually maintain maybe a calendar that, we all have Google accounts. We can very easily start a Google Calendar where all of the different meetings of these different committees and things that we're liaisons of, all of those go onto a calendar, and then members are actually responsible for reporting back at the next meeting, whether they attended, they didn't attend, what was discussed. I think this is one of the ways that we can really start to increase communication with the community. This is, to my mind, this is why we are made liaisons to these groups, not just, so we check off our boxes, but so that we're actually coming back to the board, we're reporting to the rest of the board what we've learned, what we've done. Right now, all this information just goes into some black hole.
Okay. I have no objections to that, and we can ask Susan to create a board calendar that would reflect that. Absolutely. Great idea. Any other discussion? Can we move to old business? There are 2 items on it. The annual board calendar, I believe 1 item actually. No, 2 items. The Sustainable New Jersey, which the board, it's in itself very much enjoyed at the last board meeting and had no objections to it. But just in terms of setting a new board, we don't routinely move new policy on a new board. So we're going to discuss that tonight and hopefully move the motion at the preceding board meeting. There's also the board calendar, which I don't know why the board calendar is on here since we moved it.
Moved it at the last meeting.
Yeah.
No, did we?
Yeah. We can move it again, but I didn't know if there were changes from the previous one.
I look at the minutes. I don't recall moving it. I thought it was just presented for review.
I'll look at the minutes right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
No, it says Mr. Soto reviewed the calendar of Board of Education. It doesn't say we moved it, so we can move it.
Right, it was just presented.
Perfect. Okay. All right.
I have a question on that one.
Absolutely.
Just because I looked at it real quick. The one meeting in June, June 22nd, was it June 22nd, or did I misread that? Monday, June 22nd? Because there's a graduation the next day. The graduation is the 23rd.
So do you want to meet on a?
Well, I'm just saying that because that's just
2 nights. Let me pull that up.
He's coming. He's coming. I might be wrong. I might.
No. I believe we set graduation this year.
Right.
So it's not changing.
Right. So it's not changing. So that's June 23rd.
So let me see. Where is it? Board calendar, okay. So it says June 22nd is the Monday board meeting. We can move it to the following week because we won't have a July meeting.
I just don't, if there's anything that needs to get in before the end of the school year, I'm just thinking between teachers, a lot of people attend their graduation.
Right. Should we come back to this?
Can we just leave it, and if we decide?
Yeah, we could also do that.
I'm not saying move it because I'm suggesting to move it because I could just not come, but it might,
I think we should move it, and then we'll address it at a later date if we need to move it.
I just wanted to bring it up that it might be like a little too much because the end of the year is
crazy,
pretty crazy anyway. So.
Yeah. Let's address it we'll talk to Linda and we'll talk to the principal of the high school and we'll address it. We just have one July meeting, so we can push the June meeting a week later if we need to. I want to get the consensus of the board. The Sustainable New Jersey resolution, I think everybody, including the new board members, were here last week or last meeting. And this was a motion that we'll get out, a resolution that we'll get out to you in your next board packet, but I feel like the board is generally supportive of it and would like to move it to be part of this great organization that students and parents of our town are leading with internally.
Yes.
Yes, everybody okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting, and we'll let who brought it to us was
Melanie.
Mm-hmm. We'll let Melanie know that we'll be bringing it up if they have any other additional comments for the next meeting. Okay. Is there any other old business? Is there any new business?
Excuse me.
Yes.
We need a motion.
Sorry, a motion for the calendar. Can I have a motion to approve the calendar for the board calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any comments? Linda, can I have a roll, please?
Ms. Aversa?
Yes.
Ms. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Ms. Bull?
Yes.
Ms. Simoresti?
Yes.
Ms. Gowan?
Abstain.
Ms. McFadden DiNicola?
Abstain.
Mr. Roslowitz?
Abstain.
Ms. Sherber?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes. Is there any other old business? Is there any new? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to add, as far as Sustainable Jersey goes, I was going to, if I can work on that and keep the board informed about it, just because we were going to have meetings. Also, I was going to try to call into a meeting with the Borough Sustainable Jersey program just to see about coordination, and they apparently just got a grant, and they may be wanting to work with the schools, and so I'd like to just keep that communication going.
So, right, they got a grant for photovoltaics, and they got a grant for photovoltaics, and in fact, the mayor suggested that that we would be able to piggyback.
Perfect. Right. We weren't big enough to bid on it. We bid on photovoltaics by ourselves, and we had no bids for our roofs because we weren't big enough. If we combine with the borough, that's something that we should definitely look into. Linda.
So they received a grant, and she thinks that we'll be able to use it on all of the borough buildings,
Great.
including the schools.
Linda, would you mind reaching out to
who? Gail Mittler.
To Gail, or just reach out to your counterpart over there, over at the borough first?
This is all news to me.
Yeah.
So I just saw her yesterday, and she mentioned that they have a grant, and that the school might be able to benefit from the grant.
And I just would like to add that Gail and I spoke this weekend, and we are going to be holding a monthly meeting between myself and her to talk about ways that the board and the borough can work together on a number of projects.
That's great.
So I thank you, Catherine, and yes, we would like you to keep on top of that and keep us apprised of any developments. And thank you, Ann, also for that addition. I did not know about that, so that's great. And Linda, hopefully we can report out to the Finance Committee at the next next meeting. Is there any new business? I do have one. Oh, is there any board members that have new business? I do have one piece of new business. So I had a great opportunity to read about and observe a number of the grant presentations that were at the borough last night. There were a few in particular that I think would be great opportunities for our district, and I would like to make it aware to the people who are sponsoring those grants that they should reach out to the board, and we can look at the opportunities and the initiatives that are happening, and we might be able to find ways to fund them or to support them through our district. There was one in particular, an arts program for underprivileged students that I think could have been approved, but it's something that we might be able to do internally. And I would like to reach out to the participants and the organizers of that grant and a number of others to reach out to us to see what we can do in the coming budget year. So, all right. All right. Everybody have my phone number? If anybody needs me. All right. I'd like to move to, if there's no other new business.
I just wanted to say that was a great idea, that you gave your phone number, and I also would like us to think about, adding to the website immediately our names, phone numbers, email addresses, because it can be quite difficult to reach us individually.
I forgot my camera. I was planning on taking a group photo tonight, I think we'll find a camera here or use a cell phone, and it will be good enough, because also, in addition to that, short bios. Board members, I know board members have always, we've never been able to get all 9 of us to do it, but we're going to put up bios for the board, short bios, so please get those to Linda or Susan in the coming weeks. I'm going to try to post them once we have all 9, but if we don't have all 9, I think we might post them anyway. So, all right? Yes.
Okay. So real quick, another thing in the website, I know there's a section of the district website that says Board of Ed and then the agenda and dates, and those are all the correct dates and all, but on the main website, you know how there's a big calendar for every single date of the year? The board meetings still say Bartle School for that.
Okay.
So one place it says Bartle, another place it says Middle School.
Good to know.
We'll take care of that immediately tomorrow.
I'd make a couple other suggestions for the website. Beyond short bios, I don't know that everyone's going to want to put their phone numbers on there. I don't know that that's an expectation that we can have of everyone. But I think email addresses, board email addresses, a short bio, a photo, and committees and term. I think the committees and term are also important. So people can just go on there and look and see who's up, whose seats are up when, and what committee they're on. So if they have a question specific to a committee, they know, who's the chair of the committee, who's on the committees. And
well, so this is not because I sit in this role, but any person who's contacting the board should be contacting the full board through the board president. But that's, I have no issues with putting up individual email addresses. Just the board president is the only one who can speak on behalf of the board, and that including in terms of the committee chairs as well. So I agree with everything, just in terms of procedure, that's fine.
No, I mean, I think we set that as procedure, but I've certainly seen on more websites that I haven't that kind of structure where you can individually contact a board member, you know what committee you're on, you know what their term is, you have some basic information about the board members.
Totally okay with that.
A question, Adam?
Yep.
When someone writes to a board member individually at the board email, are those emails funneled then to the whole board as a matter of course? Is there automatic filtering?
So we don't have a policy on that. The policy has been that the the community should be reaching out to the board email address and not to individual board members. That has been the policy.
Right.
Or the answer is there is no policy. And we've had much debate about what to do and how to do it. We spoke with our attorney. We spoke with the NJBSA rep. They will tell you what I just told you, but in a 10 times harsher way than I just
I'm sure.
Than I just said it. I'm happy to discuss an equal medium in a way for us to move forward. The issue is that, and we kind of discussed this, is that there is one person that it has the ability to say they speak for the board,
right?
And that's the caveat that always needs to be thought about.
Okay, right.
So we can have this discussion further, and if we wanted to talk about it, but I guess my answer is there is no policy. But when a board member does receive an email from the community, the first people who should be informed is the superintendent.
Certainly, yes. I would anticipate doing that.
That part I don't think has ever been in debate. So we can figure it out and kind of go as a must.
Good, thank you.
Yep. So is there any other new business? I do have one other item. So prior to coming to the board, or when I originally sat on this board, I learned from a number of great people how to be a board member: Sharon, Dave Copperman, Dave Mashinsky, Wendy Safe. I've learned and I've seen a number of people take over this chair and hold it in different ways. One thing that I did like and from my early days was that the board members were acknowledged when they spoke. It enabled everybody to listen to the conversation that was happening, and not everybody looking to jump over one another prior to speaking. And there would kind of be a queue of who to speak, and I would see you, and I would acknowledge you, and that's more of a Robert's rules kind of thing. Recognized. Thank you. And that's not to stymie conversation. It's actually, I think it worked in the other way, in that it allowed everybody to have a thorough thought process and to talk about the issues without somebody jumping in or trying to jump over them. I would like to try that out for the next board meeting and see how it goes and take it from there. So I just want to make the board members aware of that, and it will work to our advantage. Just so if I'm speaking, or if Ms. Berkowitz is speaking, if Mr. Rosowitz is wanting to speak, we'll queue up, and everybody will be able to think about what they want to say, and just one person won't be jumping over the other. So
what will the procedure be? Will it be sort of a raise of the hand? Or
you make eyes. Yeah, we make eyes.
You make eyes.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
I don't want it to be as formal as raising your hand, because I don't think that's needed. But it's kind of just you'll make. When I say, are there any comments? People kind of say yes.
Okay.
And if you're the first if I see you first, I acknowledge you first, and as you're speaking, we'll just survey the room to see who's looking to be next.
Fantastic.
It's just a way to kind of control the conversation.
Yeah, great.
But also enable it at the same time. So we'll try that out and see how it goes. So thank you. Is there any other public comment?
Wait.
Sorry. New business. No, is there a new business? Sorry. No, any other new business? Seeing as there is none, is there any public comment? Seeing as there is no public comment, the board will be meeting in closed session, in executive session at 6:30 on Tuesday, January 20th in the middle school. Can I have a motion to discuss personnel litigation and negotiations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.